And how have you found that practicing gratitude has helped reduce stress in your life? Have you found that there is a link between practicing gratitude and reduction of stress?
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. It is, when you practice gratitude, you create that kind of positive mindset, consistently positive mindset into your mind. Then basically when you encounter a challenging situation, because remember, stress is linked to a challenging situation. Like if there's no
Mm.
challenge, there's no stress. Simple as this. So something that for us looks challenging will create stress. So if you always positive and all of that, when you encounter a challenging situation, you look for the positive in that challenging situation. You look at how am I going to be able to get out of it? How am I going to be able to create the option? What strategy am I going to develop and everything and so on? So you start to focus your energy on action, thoughts and action, but especially action. What can I do to get out of this? And because you're focusing on this, then you don't drag on all the negative thought that would be related to stress. Instead of you're looking for the solution instead of focusing on the problem. You know what I mean? And there is a concept that I always explain to my client when we start working. Life is an equation, and life is the equation which is this problem and the solution. Now it's up to you to choose. Do you want to be part of the problem, or do you want to be part of the solution? And it's just a matter of choice. No one, absolutely no one, can tell you you are the problem, you are the solution. This is absolutely not right, and this is absolutely completely wrong. No one can tell you where you are. You are the only one that could decide, am I part of the problem, am I part of the solution? And I like to tell that to my client when they encounter a challenging situation, when they encounter something that doesn't work properly, and they blame other people for what happens to them. Oh, I'm going to blame my boss because I've been made redundant. I'm going to blame this and this and this and this. And when they say I'm blaming my boss, for example, for being made redundant, when you go with this mindset, do you think you're part of the problem, or do you think you're part of the solution? The truth is, if you blame your boss for being made redundant, you're part of the problem. If you take ownership of what happened, then you can be part of the solution, which is what am I going to be able to do moving forward and all of that. And this one is a hard one, is the very hard one to digest, the fact that pushing people to take ownership of what they're doing, about all the pitfalls and all of that, or the things that happen to them, you put yourself in a certain situation. But this is a very hard thing to acknowledge, all the fact that we're responsible for where we're at. So when you start with being grateful, it's acknowledging that because of what you've done, you're in a positive situation. That's a lot easier to acknowledge right there. You know what I mean? But then when you start to work on the long term with someone, then slowly you're going to bring them from gratitude, and then you're going to be able to start to help them to acknowledge the fact that everything negative that happens is because some actions that they took and all of that.
Right. So sometimes it's about, rather than looking at the negative side of the situation, it is looking at the positive in the action, which in some cases that might be uncomfortable to initially deal with or talk about, but then that's where the most growth is going to happen, and that's how you're going to overcome that challenging.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly this. And it is like, I have people, they tell me sometimes, they're like, oh no, I think no, Sofian, I'm not agree. I got very lucky. I got very lucky because I had that job, or this or that. I got very lucky, and I'm like, no, you're not. You didn't get the job because you got lucky. You get the job because you've done what was meant to be, what you were meant to do. Either you applied for the job, either you have a conversation with someone and you let someone know that you were looking for a job. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this is what happened. You generated something somewhere at some point. Be grateful for that first step that you did. Even if all the rest wasn't in your control, you're still the one that created the spark.
Yeah, you took that first initial step or that first initial action to get you to where you are.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is fantastic. Is there anything else that you would like to add? Because those are all the questions that I have for you.
Well, I think it fits pretty well with like meditation, awareness, gratitude. Like you can see, there's a very like logic thing into all of this. And so, like we said, the meditation will really help you to get into a neutral state and kind of taking a bit of control around your emotions. The awareness will be being aware of your emotion, being aware of how you're going to act behind this, and then the being grateful is really bringing like, okay, I'm choosing to be positive. So being grateful will help me, will give me the tool to start being positive on a consistent basis. So although all these ones can work completely separate to each other, you can take one and not the other two, that's completely fine. It's true that when you start combining all these elements together, then you start to create a very powerful combination for your life, you know? And if you have a look at all the little things that we talked, meditation was about a couple of minutes, awareness was about a couple of minutes as well, and being grateful is about 30 seconds. So right now, or let's say 2 minutes, right now we're talking about a combination that is not going to take you more than 5 minutes per day, and it's going to create like a huge change. And you know, I always tell people, just try, see how it goes, have the courage to try for like about 3 weeks and just see how it goes and see if it creates a positive difference into your life.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge today on gratitude. And I can start to see now how, even though meditation, awareness, and gratitude are things that are done separately, together they really combine and create such a powerful positive impact in your life.
And it's true that during all this first session of videos that we talk about, these first few sessions, it's all about reducing the stress. It's all about little tools and little tips to reduce the stress. So if you feel stressed, whatever type of stress it is, and we're going to cover more subject on the upcoming videos, we're going to talk about financial stress and that type of thing. But the first few one that we just gave right now, they are generic enough to be applied to every single area in your life. You can apply this to your finance, your relationship, your whatever it is, you can apply that. So those little things will help you to start reducing stress, like really a lot, because they're really generic and they work beautifully. So try them on, literally have fun with it and see how it goes. And yeah, really hope it's going to help you with that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for joining us today on our video about gratitude. Don't forget to check out the Shaky Minds website for more tips and tricks. And we will see you in the next video where we will be talking about financial stress and how you can overcome that. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.